title of my presentation, Desert Tree, People and Culture, is divided into three parts. First one, climate zone classification, Acacia species in Africa, social organization, and finally, conclusion. What does it mean in my speech today? Because there is many deserts, the cold desert, the hot desert. There's the hot desert, because Africa is the continent with a large hot desert in the world. Like you see in the map, in the red bar, the desert, the sub-region is extend from Atlantic in the west as far as Red Sea in the most eastern part of Africa. In the northern of the desert, North Africa, forest and steppe cover a wide range of Mediterranean bioclimatic, but or close in the desert, in the bed of the desert, there are tree of argan tree, tuya, and acacia. But the acacia, the most species, the most diverse and widespread species that constitute the savanna of the desert. In the south of the desert, the semi-arid ecosystem of tropical Africa are made up of only shrubs and savanna, but acacia is the dominant species in this area. Unfortunately, people neglected these species, acacia species, due to the unpredictability of crops in a region where rainfall less than 400 millimeter gives perennial prime role, especially polyvalent trees such acacia. Acacia are robust plants of mainly evergreen and tree and shrubs, are species occurring naturally in semi-arid and arid and saline area in Africa, Australia, Asia, and tropical America. The arid circum-Sahara zone is subject of droughts resulting from climate variability and is also a long-term aggravation factor of desertification and its economic and social problem. The next slides would show you the difference between the drought, desertification, and aridity. The drought may be meteorological, rainfall deficit, agronomic, or hydrologic. But desertification is due to the various factors, including human activity and climate change. It is the process of land degradation in semi-arid, arid, and dry sub-humid area. Aridity is represented by an index as follows: is the ratio of annual precipitation P on ETP, the evapotranspiration IE allow us to classify climate zone. Dry area have an AE less than 0.2, and the semi-arid has an AE between 0.5 to 0.2, etc. The arid zone in Africa, all the south of North Africa and all the west of, all the north of West Africa, East Africa, Sahel region, Intertropical, and Equatorial Africa, and Southern Africa are arid. The total of African continent, area of total African continent, is 30 million square meters, with which 8 to 9 million square desert, and nowadays 30 million square meter are subject of degradation. The arid, semi-arid cover essentially the circum-Sahara zone. This region are characterized in recent decade by an important climatic variability with a negative impact on ecosystem and on production system, making this part of the world one of the most vulnerable areas to climate change. So, African initiative for planting a green wall, African which suffer most environmental degradation effect, are constrained to take action to protect their natural heritage by building a great green wall. The great green wall doesn't mean a wall of only three, but each country have the choice, make a choice of a tree and the way to manage area near the desert. Besides technique and technology of management, Acacia will constitute a defensive wall function against the advancement of desertification. The cover of this resilient plant, found right across the African continent, is sparse and shows various adaptation to unfavorable water conditions. The arid and semi-arid region of Africa, especially circum-Sahara area, initiative and program have been established to combat desertification by building the Great Green Wall. And the sub-region project, each country have his project to contribute to the regional effort. Two acacia species in Africa. As you see in the map, the distribution of acacia, mainly the Acacia tortilis subsp. Radiana, you see its distribution around the desert of the 1,250 species of acacia enumerated. 134 are native to Africa. East and Southern Africa will encompass roughly 130 taxon. West Africa is considerably rich in taxon of the genus Acacia, but Northern Africa is the poorest one with no more than 5 taxa in Morocco. Tunisia only one spontaneous taxon, namely Acacia tortilis subsp. Radiana. However abundant the acacia species are, only small number of them have been studied. Acacia tortilis subsp. Radiana is one of the most studied taxa, very widespread distribution cover, a very wide arid area in north and south Sahara, and stretch across the east over the large part of the Middle East, while the others variety have local character. The taxa is not found in hyper-arid region of the area it's covered, whereas it can be found in some area ranging from sea level part to 2,100 meter high part in the Ogar. In this altitude, however, individuals are stunted. Globally, tropical acacia do not appear in the northern Sahara, not crossing the limit of affluence of intertropical rainfall. Only Acacia tortilis subsp. Radiana is undoubtedly the arborescent taxa of tropical stamps which goes up the most to the north, crossing even the wall of space of the Sahara. North Africa physical geography and climatic context. North Africa is made up of coastal plain, mountain range, and high plateau. The highest mountain are the Atlas Mountain in the northwest, near the Mediterranean Sea. They rise to 3,600 feet above the sea level, large desert covering most of the North Africa. The region is predominantly semi-arid to arid, subject to a climate resulting from maritime influence in the north, east, Mediterranean Sea, and West Atlantic Ocean, and the Sahara in the south. The climate of the North Africa is hot, dry, and water is region's most important resource. The precipitation regime is characterized by its irregularity. The annual average rainfall is generally between 100 to 400 millimeters. North Africa is also one of the regions most vulnerable to the consequences of climate aridity and the impact of human activity on natural environment. Drought has become a structural feature of this region, accelerating desertification process. The pre-desert Saharan ecosystem formed mainly by rag and erg and the degradation arid resulting from various climatic and human factors like water erosion, aerial erosion, sanding up caused by wind erosion, and disappearance of vegetation and forest cover due to overgrazing, and the appearance of salinization phenomena. Acacia species in North Africa, in the western part of the Atlantic coast, there is the not well-known endemic gomifera, which occur either as 1-2 meter high bush or as 5 to 6 meter tree with spherical top. The Indonesia Tortulis subspe radiana, perennial but slow-growing variety, given its slow growth, its potential of reforestation seems to be slow also. Saharan acacia tree constitutes then an element of survival beside a range of products for domestic and economic use, like gum, wood. It can provide feed for livestock and sometimes for human. Acacia species in Morocco. The case of Morocco which occupy a particular geographical position in this region gives a remarkable range of bioclimate ranging from moist to desert. The high Atlas mountain delimits the Sahara of the Atlantic and Mediterranean area. The phenomenon doesn't spare Morocco. It remains subject to continental influence and Sahara Africa. It is included in the wide arid and semi-arid climate. The genus, known through many species introduced in Morocco into reforestation, but only 4 are academic: Gomifera, Radiana, and Ehrenbergia finale albida. The Gomifera, it is found on northern of the Sahara, but especially more the north in the area of Argan tree. In Morocco, Sahara acacia cover an area of more than 1 million hectares of natural wood formation. On the basis of final assessment, more than 25% of a total of 1,035 hectares was reforested by acacia during the campaign 2013-2012. The interest of choice of Acacia radiana as a tree to fight desertification, among others, is explained by the fact reported by many authors, the relative ease of multiplication of this taxon. Survival rate in the Sahel was estimated at 44%. Adaptability to dry conditions, length of root system, reduction of water requirement due to the small leaf area. And finally, this taxon has also provided its worth as a dune fixing tree. Show you an example of Acacia radiana with the spherical topic. It is the symbol of the North Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. This species constitutes desert savanna, which are by far the most diverse and widespread. Among the species that participate in the Association of Acacia, we can see the Ziziphus, etc., finally Ehrenberg and Egyptiaca. Other example of Acacia ehrenbergia, it's a Saharan tree like Radiana, but its density, the density is low, and we found it in the south. The most important acacia species in Morocco is the Gomifera. The Gomifera, it's a species of thorny shrub of the family Fabaceae, which lives in semi-arid zone, assumed to be specific to Morocco, considered as an endemic. It is also occur in the southern slope of the anti-Atlas, but does not extend much further south. It ranges does not overlap with desert acacia mentioned below. I show you another species, tamarix, but tamarix is not acacia. It is important because it grow near the wadi like the date palm, the date palms. It is important, it is remarkable. It is a fast grow. It has benefit for more for benefit meant for timber exploiters. The dunes, for their parts, are often populated by tamarix. The people of the Sahara social organization, adaptation to the harsh living condition where the sterile land produces little food, gives a clear illustration of the ability of humans to master this hostile environment and to describe its culture there. The Sahara Desert is inhabited by nomadic tribe, Bedouin, Berber, and Tuareg in the north, and in the south by many tribes. The many ethnic. The form of social organization in the desert are closely linked to availability of resources indispensable for human life and how desert resources are exploited. Regions where durable resources exist made sedentary life and agriculture possible, whereas regions that depend particularly on seasonal rainfall are territory preferred by nomad. Between these two forms of organization, relation of solidarity and at least complementarity are naturally established. The main use of wood, of acacia wood. The acacia wood have been, since a long time, exploited differently by population of different ethnic groups. Source of timber, fire, wood and charcoal, wood in handicraft, mortar, plates, traditional medicine. Acacia radiana is particularly efficient wound healer. Tanna production of gum Arabic ability, it's more important, the ability to enrich soil with nitrogen through bacteria symbiosis. The use of acacia species for handicraft and mainly domestic, although there is a small commercial potential for sale to the tourist industry. Acacia species are not essentially source of handicraft material, while tuya is more valuable. I'll show you some example of Arabic gum and some stuff of made with wood. Nowadays, acacia become one of the most important for industrial utilization since its the acacia melanoxylon as purple was introduced by Portugal researcher. Tropical species are attractive to North Africa. The North Africa attraction of their potential provide wood industry. Show you their flooring products profile of some wood acacia. In conclusion, the awareness of advance of the desert, especially in the circumambient Sahara area, where the ecological environment and under the twofold treat through the action of human being seeking the satisfied immediate under the action of climate irregularity. The growing demand of the resource and the limited capacity of the environment increases the scarcity of rainfall and plant cover involved an imbalance in degenerate migration to city to neighboring region or country that are better situated outside Africa. This should encourage neighboring country of the pre-desert Saharan steppe to take the required measures through land use planning and contribute to the African project of green world. Thank you.
Thank you.